I'm in a New York state of mind. Hey. Welcome to another episode of the Late Night Show with Dr. Kojo. It's your boy, Dr. Kojo, and I'm here with not just myself, but Baby Shasty. Baby Shy. What's going on, Shasty? Shasty? I'm here with Baby Shasty, and we're here to have a good time. We're here to have a good time. We're going to be talking about 3 ways to calm your nervous system. They call it nervous for a reason, because you're anxious and your nerves are all over the place. So we're going to be talking about 3 ways to calm your nervous system. This is an optimal time for me to remind you that if you are into stand-up comedy and you like to laugh, which should be the majority of y'all, I will be in Houston, Texas on the 26th of April at 8 p.m. at the All Jokes Aside Comedy Club. Come through and hang out with me and my friends from California. We're going to be there doing our best to make you laugh and just enjoying each other's company. So if you relate to the things that I talk about on my page, you are automatically my people. You are who I'm looking for. I'm looking for you. I'm looking. All right, let's go ahead and use the comment section to let me know what your name is and where you are checking in from. What your name is and where you're checking in from. Let's see, we have a couple people on TikTok. Let me see. Argentina Joya. Okay. Kim is checking in from Germany. Kim, thank you so much for your support. Tom is checking in from the United Kingdom. We have a international audience, people from all over the world that tune in to watch this show. That means a lot to me. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Diane checking in from the Flex. Okay, we have Leah checking in from Tennessee. Okay. We have people checking in from all over the world. All over the world. And we are streaming on a couple of different platforms tonight. We're streaming on not only Facebook, but also on LinkedIn. Yes, you can stream on LinkedIn. We're streaming on both my YouTube pages, the official Dr. Kojo software page. Then we have a page dedicated to the Late Night Show, Dr. Kojo. We are also streaming on that page. We also are streaming on Twitch, or trying to stream on Twitch. Twitch won't let us go with the title that we have. So let's see if we can adjust the title so we can get the streaming on Twitch. Calming the nervous system. Hopefully it will work. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works on Twitch. Okay. Or no, still not working. It says the title is invalid on Twitch. Okay. I'm just gonna say we're live. We're live on Twitch. We'll just say that. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. And see if that works on Twitch. Okay, we're live on Twitch. Okay, yeah, it worked. All right, so cool. We're live on Twitch as well. So Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and also TikTok. If you're on TikTok, I see your comments, but the whole world can't see them. For those of y'all watching on Facebook and YouTube, your comments will be seen on the screen if I click them. So we have Envy from Wisconsin. Envy, I appreciate you. I'm looking here on TikTok. Boss Man just learned that they are neurodivergent, ADHD, and autism. Okay. Sam is a psych intern at a psychiatric hospital who has autism and ADHD. Sam, thank you for your support. Hey girl, hey from the Philippines. So we have Germany, we have the United Kingdom, we have people from the Philippines, we have somebody from Uganda. So we have an international audience. Florida, unfortunately, Tennessee, Colorado. Wow. Kansas City. Wow, I appreciate y'all. Go ahead, grab you a chair, get comfortable. You might be like Shiesty. You might be like Baby Shiesty and, just be chilling. Look at Zoe. She's just chilling. She's having the time of her life. Hanging with Daddy. We have Katie checking in from Indiana. Sarah Aran says, pretty sure all my kids are on the spectrum, have some sort of ADHD, OCD. Well, look, it runs in families. It runs in families. So there's a good chance that if the kids have it, you have it too. They're getting it from somewhere. They're getting it from somewhere. And yes, we are live. We are live. And Roy, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. This tie is completing the look. I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all. Shasty. And Annette, good point. Annette says, ways to calm my nervous system, watching your comedy in this live stream. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. April the 26th, Houston, Texas, All Jokes Aside Comedy Club. Let's get that room full. I want my room to be full of neurodivergents and ADHD folk and autistics and bipolars and schizophrenics. Let's get the room filled up with people who are not afraid to be themselves. We don't have to pretend that we're normal over here. We don't do that. That's what you do when you go out into the world. You pretend as if you're normal, but you don't do that over here. You get to be who you want to be. You get to be who you want to be. All right, so I got 3 ways to calm your nervous system. 3 ways to calm your nervous system. But before I get into that, Shasty, what's up? What's up, baby Shasty? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Jump. If you want to just scratch your belly, jump on me. Jump on me, Shasty. Jump on me. No, I'm not going to scratch your belly that way. Jump on me. You're the lucky dog that gets to jump on me. A lot of people would want to do that. Jump on me. Jump on me. All right, so let's talk about the person who could benefit from calming their nervous system. Let's talk about the characteristics of this person, all right? I am talking about, and Molly says we also don't call people schizophrenics. All right, let me address that real quick, Molly. When I guess this is the interesting thing when it comes to comedy and nuance. So you don't call people autistics or bipolars or schizophrenics. But when you're trying to put it in a group and you're trying to use the same tense, that was my goal there, not to say it in a derogatory term. I think if you're not familiar with my platform, if you're new here, I can see how you would take that as an offensive thing. So I just want to say there was no offense taken there, and I'm part of the neurodivergence. I'm part of the community. So just keep that in mind. There's no offense. No harm meant when I say bipolars and schizophrenics. So just want to put that out there because you could be new here, so you may not know who I am. So if you walk into somebody's live stream and you hear that type of terminology, that type of language, I can see how you're like, hey, don't call them that. All right, let's get right back into it. So the person who could benefit from this live stream, this is somebody who is a highly sensitive person, okay? A highly sensitive person. And if you're neurodivergent, if you're like me, there's a good chance that you embody all these characteristics, all right? I'm looking for the person who is highly sensitive. This is a person who is very aware of their surroundings. And when somebody in their environment looks to be left out of a discussion, or you feel like somebody is being left out in the cold, you want to look out for that person. We're talking about somebody here who probably has a lot of people-pleasing tendencies. Okay? We're talking about somebody here who probably has difficulty when it comes to boundaries. Boundaries. And Jeff, I love the Titans' new coach, Robert Saleh. I love the Titans' new coach. I'm excited about what we're trying to do in Tennessee. The person who struggles with boundaries, the person who has a tendency to people please. And I'm seeing these people here in the chat. Chrissy, I'm a highly sensitive person. Sarah, okay, I'm seeing these people. If this is who you are, it doesn't mean that you have to change the person that you are, but you have to understand that you are more than likely going to be in some entanglements. Let me just say that. entanglements. You're going to be in some interesting situations at work. You're going to be in some interesting situations when it comes to dating. You're going to be in difficult situations with people that you told them what you didn't like and they still didn't listen to you. All right. So when you have a lot of people pleasing tendencies, you will say, sometimes, you'll say what you don't like. The issue comes with the enforcing of the boundaries. You don't enforce the boundaries because you're too afraid of these people leaving your life. So you would wish that you received better treatment from these people. But if these people don't treat you well, you say, oh, it's fine. It's fine. Just, I mean, I want you in my life. It's okay. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. And the person on the other end who could, be a narcissist, they don't have to be one, necessarily, but they could be a narcissist or have narcissistic traits and tendencies. This person, when they know that you say things they don't like, but then you don't follow through, then they understand that this is somebody who has a hard time enforcing boundaries. They're able to use deductive reasoning and figure out that this is somebody who may have low self-esteem. They realize that this is somebody who would rather keep you around even if they don't get the treatment that they want. All right. So if this is you, you're going to find yourself in a lot of difficult entanglements. And you do enjoy these people being around you, but you don't like feeling bad about yourself. So you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. And Chrissy's saying we have empathy for bad people. And empathy is a necessary tool, but you have to know when to rein it in. Mineta, nice to meet you as well. Allison, I'm so sensitive that the person can be completely quiet and my stomach will turn. And this is another characteristic, Allison. You probably embody what I was talking about. But don't worry, I'm going to teach you how to get back on the right track. But if you struggle with silence, and you would rather fill in the silence with something, it could be the wrong thing. You just don't like for it to be quiet. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And silence is a form of communication, by the way. Silence is a very powerful tool. And as comedians, some of us struggle with silence on stage. Sometimes you can say a joke and people don't laugh. Can you hang in there and keep your timing right? A very difficult trait. A very difficult trait. And somebody says on TikTok, Brian says, I just can't shut up. Perhaps, or maybe you just want to fill in the gaps with something. All right. So if this is who you are, right? A person like this is going to be dysregulated most of the time. So if you're dysregulated the majority of the time, then the decisions that you're making are probably not the ones that you would want to make. You're making major decisions about who you're dating. You're making major decisions about what you're doing for a living, where you're living. These are big, key decisions. Big decisions. And you're making them from a dysregulated state. So how can you trust that what you're saying or what you're doing is what you actually want to do? And for the person on the other end, they are going to have a hard time trusting you because they know that you can't trust yourself. And if you don't like yourself, which is a whole other conversation, but it's in line with what I'm talking about tonight. If you don't like yourself, then the person who's on the opposite end may have a hard time legitimately liking you because they know that you don't like yourself. And sometimes when you don't like yourself, you punish people who try to like you. So you push them away. Self-sabotage. So you got a little spot. My dog has a little pustule or something like that on her side. And whenever I touch it, she jumps. It's painful, ain't it, baby? It's painful. Shiesty. Let me see you. Did I see you, Shiesty? Look. All right. She's acting brand new. And Chris says, I understand your point here. I've self-sabotaged myself many times. Chris, when you understand the cycle that you're in, you can do better for yourself. So the key is to understand what leads to the self-sabotage. And you don't have to go on a big self-improvement journey where you read all these different books and you try all these different meditations and mantras. You just have to understand the cycle that you're in. And most problems fix themselves when you shine awareness on it. Most problems will fix themselves. And Gabby Maru on TikTok says, he's not wrong about that. I've had to consciously stop pushing people away, and I still sometimes do. What's up, Alana? Yeah, you're going to push people away if you think that they're trying to help you because you don't want the help. You feel like a basket case. But the help that they're trying to provide you could be the help that you need. All right? So if this is you, if you are this person, this is what we're going to do. All right? I'm going to give you all the playbook right here. And Gracie, I'm about to answer the question. Because work is one of the main places where you have to enforce boundaries. You're going to struggle in 3 main areas: at work, in your relationship, and with family. Those are the 3 main areas where it's going to be the hardest to enforce boundaries: at work, with your significant other, and with family. If you can do one of those 3, you're doing a pretty good job. One of those three. All right. And speaking of boundaries, we'll go ahead and start off with boundaries. That's my first way to calm your nervous system. You gotta calm your nervous system. All right. Number 1, I just dropped it here in the chat. Ways to calm your nervous system. Number 1, you got to set strong boundaries with energy draining people. Set strong boundaries with energy draining people. Right now, there's somebody that when they text your phone and you see their name pop up, you start to roll your eyes. You get this visceral reaction within, and you're like, what do they want? They're an energy vampire. Sometimes people will text you to tell you about bad things that are happening, not to them, but to other people. It's one thing to tell me that you're going through a hard time and that you're really struggling because of X, Y, and Z. But how are you going to call my phone and tell me about some situations that's not related to me or you, something way out the way, and you're going to bring this bad news to me? And if you do it once, okay, cool. If you do it twice, all right. But if this is a pattern, every time I see your name on my phone, you're texting me about something that is not important. Yes, you are an energy vampire. And somebody says, that's my mom. So sometimes it's your mom. Sometimes it's your mom. A lot of times it's your mom. Sometimes it's your dad. And you want to communicate with these people, but the way that they communicate with you is by telling you about all the bad news happening in the world, all the bad news happening in the neighborhood. You're talking about things, but you're not really talking about anything. And super negative people. Someone on TikTok says super negative people. Yep. Super negative people. And Faith and Fantasy on TikTok says cell phones make people feel like they have unlimited access to you. Oh my goodness. Oh, that one just hit me in my throat right there. Cell phones make people feel like they have unlimited access to you. Faith and Fantasy on TikTok. Maybe after I'm done touring this year and I have some time, I plan to change my number. I do plan to change my number. And this could be a way to implement a boundary, but this is a Kojo thing. This is a Dr. Kojo thing, but I feel like too many people have access to me. And with a simple text message, you can text me and whatever you're feeling, you can put that on me. Oh my goodness. I don't want to know about all of that. Sometimes you have to change your number. Sometimes you have to block people. Because you can text me anything on your mind. And now it's on my phone. And we're on our phones 24/7. You got to be careful with who you give your number to. I've changed I'm not trying to change it 6 times, but I am gonna change my number at some point this year. I just changed my number. Right. Too much, right? Too much access and too much connection. We're not supposed to know this many people. I saw somebody make a video saying that we're not supposed to see this many fine women online, and I thought it was hilarious. It's too much of everything. No, we're not supposed to see this many attractive people. We're not supposed to see this much news and devastation, and it's just too much. It's too much. It's too much. Makes no sense. You have to set boundaries. You have to set boundaries. As I'm talking about boundaries, I just banned somebody and blocked them. This is somebody who has, been on my live streams multiple times, and they will create multiple different YouTube pages, and they'll come in, they'll leave some type of racist comment or some type of comment out the way. Okay. And you have to understand the characteristics of an energy vampire. An energy vampire, no, Chris, I blocked them, don't worry. An energy vampire is somebody who leaves those comments online, is somebody who is deeply unhappy with life as it is. You have to have empathy for these people. These people who leave negative comments online, there's no way that these people are in loving relationships. There's no way that these people are satisfied with their life. There is no way that these people are productive citizens who are paying the taxes and they're connecting with people. When you experience a lack of connection with people, you fall into two things: addiction or hating, or a combination of both. So these people will go back and they'll create a brand new account to come back to the live stream to say the same thing, because this is how they get attention. And maybe this doesn't happen to you. You might not be an influencer, so on and so forth. But like Yoga Teacher on TikTok says, they are suffering human beings. You have to have empathy for these people. They are legitimately suffering. Hurt people. I agree. These folks are hurting. They're hurting very badly. And you have to root for them to win. I mean, you don't have to. I like to root for them to win. But you got to root for them from a distance. Keep them far away from you. Keep them far away from you. And Jennifer, I would love to come to Kansas City. Last time I was in KC, I was with my mom, and we were at Jack Stack Barbecue. Food so good. Food so good. So good. But if you want to calm your nervous system, number one, you have to set boundaries with energy vampires. It could look like you changing your number. It could look like you blocking people. I block people all the time. I block folks all the time. There's a reason why they have a block button. You have to block people every now and then. Yeah, go Titans. And I am still playing my guitar. All right. You can have empathy for somebody, but block them at the same time. Because if you don't block them, what is going to happen is you're going to take on their emotional state. All right. And an energy vampire loves nothing more than to make you feel what they are feeling. So for an energy vampire, when you become frustrated after interacting with them, they become very happy because they've channeled their emotional state onto you. And if you are this highly sensitive person, this empath, and you care about people, and you really want everybody to win, and you're a caring soul, you're going to listen to what this person is saying. You will take on their whole state. You got to be very mindful. You got to be very mindful of these people. Be very mindful. So if you want to regulate your nervous system, keep in mind your state is dependent on a lot of different things, especially as neurodivergents. We're more sensitive to the sensory things, how loud something is, how bright something is, the vibe of the room. That really matters to us. So you have to be very protective of your energy. Be very protective of your energy. Preach. I'm preaching right now. And Stace on TikTok says, how do you know that it's an energy vampire? That's where I struggle. And that's where I say this right here. So Fresh Gaius is discernment. Discernment is key. So whenever you interact with somebody, on a consistent basis, and after you're done interacting with them, you feel worse about yourself, you pay attention to that. When you interact with somebody and after interacting with this person, you question yourself and you question things that you were sure about, that's an energy vampire. Sometimes you will gaslight yourself into thinking a different thing from what you believe after interacting with a person like this. If anytime you walk away from an interaction with somebody, you're more confused than you were before, watch that relationship. Watch that relationship. And this could be somebody at work. It could be somebody at school. It could be somebody at your church. It could be somebody that you have to interact with on a consistent basis. So if you have to interact with them, still talk to them. It could be somebody that you're co-parenting with. So you have to talk to them because y'all have kids together. But you keep it to the bare minimum. The bare minimum. The very bare minimum. Nothing more. Nothing more. We have to talk about the kids. Okay, we talk about the kids, and then that's it. Don't ask me a follow-up question. And if they ask a follow-up question, you can say, I don't want to answer that, or I'm just here for this. I'm just here for this. I'm not here for anything else. And somebody saying, what if the vampire is a close family member? My whole family are emotional vampires. All right, so if it's family, you have an interesting decision to make. So sometimes your biggest ops are family, and that's very painful when that is the case, because family, who else would have your back like family? You would think that. But you can have a lot of envy, a lot of jealousy in family, a lot of backstabbing. You can have family members that are secretly rooting for you to fail, or when you were down bad, they were comfortable assisting you and helping you out. But then when things got better for you, and then you got a new job, and you got a means of transportation, you got you a car, you got into a new relationship, and you're happy now. I have housing, I have love, I have a new job. All of a sudden, they're not happy for you. If that's the case, there's nothing wrong with walking away from that relationship, even if they're your uncle or your cousin or your brother or your mother. Because at the end of the day, if you're dysregulated, you won't make the best decisions for yourself. You will not make the best decisions for yourself. So number one, you have to implement boundaries with people, especially energy vampires. And here's the thing with boundaries. If you have to repeat a boundary, then that means that it's not being followed. If you tell somebody that you don't like a certain thing and they continue to do it, the only logical thing that you can do is remove yourself. Remove yourself. Remove yourself. And great question right here, because if you're neurodivergent and you're dysregulated most times, there's a good chance that the neurodivergence runs in your family. All right. So if our family is dysregulated and every interaction is a feedback loop, how do you deal with this despite the huge amount of love you have for each other? All right. So one of the most painful things about growing up is realizing that love is not enough. Have you ever been in a relationship with somebody that you really loved? You loved them with all your heart. You'd give your life up for them sometimes. You'd give the shirt off your back, to them, but you can't be with them. How does that work? You would go to the moon and back for this person, but you can't be with them. Love is not enough. Sometimes it's the bare minimum. Love is not enough. A lot of people have been wronged in the name of love. A lot of people have lost their life in the name of love. A lot of people have had their whole worlds come crumbling and tumbling down in the name of love. Love is not enough. Love is absolutely not enough. It is not enough. A lot of things have to go right in order for you to be friends with somebody. You have to have mutual respect. You have to have a common shared interest. You have to have the ability to know when that person is upset with you, or when that person has said something, you have to respect them. Respect is a two-way street. Love is not enough. Love is just the bare minimum. So somebody's trying to get back in your life. Oh, but I love you. And Okay. But I love you so much. Okay. I love me too. I love me too, damn it. What you mean? I love me too. And the way to learn this is by going through an extreme amount of pain. So the majority of this knowledge is not coming from my doctorate level education at Augusta University. A lot of this is coming from life. Learn the hard way. I went to the school of hard knocks. I had to really learn the hard way. Love is not enough. It's only the bare minimum. It's just the beginning. Love is not enough. It is not enough. Do not let somebody love you all the way into manipulating you. Because think about it. Whenever you're in love, like when you just meet somebody, you're not thinking rationally. All right? You're not thinking rational. There's nothing rational about love. Oh, I just met this woman the other day. Now I'm going to bring her into my house and she's going to sleep over and we're going to do the Mickey Ficky and probably not wear protection because we're so in love. That's how it works. That's how you were brought into this world. A man and a woman came together and they were in love. And, how many of us were planned pregnancies? I didn't know family planning was a thing until I came to America. In the name of love, you'll get with somebody and throw all of the rational rules out the window. All because you love somebody. Most times it's lust, but because of how you feel. If you don't take anything else out of this live stream, just know that you should never trust emotions, even your own. Don't trust emotions. That is just how you feel at the time. If you have a bad day, the day wasn't as bad as you thought it was. Could have been a bad day, but it's not as bad as you thought it was. If you have a good day, it's probably not as good as you thought it was. Just one moment was really good and you thought it was a great day, but you've had better days. You have to be very careful with your emotions. Be very careful with your emotions. And somebody on TikTok says, I nearly died because of love. Nearly again. Oh, yeah. Love can kill you. Love can kill you. And like Bunny is saying, a lot of times it's really lust / limerence. It's not even actually love. But love can kill you. Be careful. Be careful with love. Don't trust emotions. What do we trust? You ask me, I say Jesus Christ only. I don't even trust myself most of the time. I want a certain thing. I'm like, Kojo, do we really want this or do we just feel a certain way? How about I leave it in my cart for 2 days on Amazon. I'll come back to it, see if I want it on Thursday. I don't even trust myself. I trust God and God only. God and God only. And to recap, the first point was where's my list here? The first point is set strong boundaries with energy draining people. That's the first point. Set strong boundaries with energy draining people. And real quick, let me just make a comment on this while we're talking about love. You have to understand that if you're dating somebody else who has ADHD, that there's a lot of emotions happening all at once. A lot's happening all at once. So if you can figure out ways to resolve conflict amicably, and you can be nice to each other, and you can speak without interrupting each other, you're doing a good job. You're doing a really good job. It's pretty much the basics. I'm nice to you, you're nice to me. Can we continue that? It's the basics. It's the basics. All right. Now, speaking of basics, that's my second point right here. All right. All right. Second point right here. So regulating your nervous system, calming your nervous system. Number one was set boundaries with energy drain people, aka the vampires. Number two is make sure you get enough sleep, exercise, minerals. When I say minerals, I'm talking about things like magnesium, which can be helpful for sleep. But we need magnesium. It's also good for your mood. Make sure that you're getting your vitamins. Make sure you're getting your hydration, things like that. And Carrie on Facebook, sorry for your loss. I just saw your comment. Sorry for your loss. Get your minerals, get your exercise, and get your sleep. So magnesium can be helpful for those of y'all who are into nootropics and L-theanine and different things like that. Get all of your minerals in, get your vitamins in, make sure you're taking care of your gut. Make sure you're taking your probiotics, B vitamins, protein. I mean, speaking of protein, protein is in everything nowadays. Everything nowadays has protein in it. I saw soda water with protein. I think I saw it on the TikTok shop. Everything has protein in it. This is protein in the water. My goodness. Everything has protein in it. But somebody asking what supplements I recommend. I like to start off with things like magnesium, getting enough magnesium, especially at night. Like that's a priority. And also protein. Protein first thing in the morning, especially for those of y'all who have ADHD. Protein first thing in the morning. If you follow me on TikTok, you probably seen some of the TikTok shop ads I do for the Jocko protein powder. That's my favorite one because I like how it tastes. But don't go buy the one that I'm promoting. Buy the one that you like. The best kind of protein is the one that you enjoy, that you can continue taking. So that's the number one protein for you. And if you like protein, by getting it through the chocolate bars that they have at the store, whatever you have to do. But you need your minerals. You got to be healthy. Sleep and exercise. Sleep and exercise. Exercise is nature's free antidepressant. We should not be skipping out exercise. And I know that it's something that is a very unsexy answer. And Leilani, I don't eat a lot before I exercise. I might have something very light, but I don't like to eat a lot before I exercise. I like fasted exercise. But if I'm going to lift heavy, then I will eat a lot of protein. I might have me a steak 2.5 hours before lifting. But when is the day that I have to do strength training and I'm lifting? Oh yeah, I eat. I'm not gonna go on an empty stomach and pass out on the bench press. But exercise is very important. It's very important. Before every comedy show that I do, I always go run. I go for a run. I want to work my lungs. I want to get my legs moving. I do some fasting, Jane. I do some fasting. If you can get enough exercise, especially before you have to make a big decision or before you have a big presentation, you should do better. Now, some people will probably just take their beta blockers or whatever, and that's how they'll deal with presentations or having to talk in front of people, things like that. Sure, but if you exercise, you will calm your nervous system. The version of you right after a very difficult workout is the version of you that can make some complex decisions. Because a lot of times we don't know how we feel in a certain moment. A lot of times you don't even know what you're feeling. So if you don't know what you're feeling, how can you articulate that to somebody or to yourself? But if you get a lot of strength training in, or you do a little bit of the Stairmaster, or even walking, you don't have to do the big, you don't even need a gym membership. If you walk every single day, brisk walking, not like, just like this, brisk walking, the type of walk you would do when you don't want to run, but you're about to miss your flight, the type of walk you would do when you see somebody talking to your crush, maybe not your crush, but your significant other, that type of brisk walk, 15 to 20 minutes a day, that will help you. You will lose weight doing just that and eating right. No gym membership, just brisk walking every single day. And our bodies are meant to be moved. Our bodies are not designed for us to just sit around and play video games, which I wish I could do, but you got to move. Brianna is saying, I love lap swimming for exercise, but struggle setting a routine. And look, you probably will struggle to go to the gym every single day. So for me, I go to the gym 5-6 times a week because I have made it something that like I've forced the gym into my schedule. Like I love the gym now. I actually really like the gym. Obviously, I want to look good naked, but more so for mental health purposes to make sure that I don't lose it. Right. So I'll go 5 to 6 times a week. But if you can do 1 to 3 times, because here's the thing with consistency when you're neurodivergent, your consistency will look different from other people's consistency. You'll have moments where, you might be able to go to the gym 3 days in a row and then you don't go again for 2 weeks. That could really be your life. So instead of doing nothing during those 2 weeks, maybe do some walking here and there. Maybe have a day where you go for a small run, a 10-minute run, nothing too crazy. You're not trying to prepare for the Olympics. You're just trying to take care of your mental health. So when you're looking, the neurodivergent definition of consistency is really what works for you. If you judge yourself off of neurotypical standards for consistency, you're going to be depressed because you're going to be questioning why you can't do something every single day. I don't know a single neurodivergent who does something every single day. You tell yourself that you will, but it's pretty hard to do it this 2 days in a row. So you have to find something that works for you. Maybe it's twice a week, but find something that works for you. Find something that works for you. And I like what Kai's saying. Doing it in the morning makes it you feel so much more accomplished. I agree. My best days are the ones where I work out in the morning. First thing, I knock it out. I feel like a rock star. I feel like a rock star. And now what I'm going to do is I plan to do my budget and write my finances when I get out of the gym. Because I hate doing it. Who likes looking at a budget? We want to just spend all the money that we have. We just want to live life. We want to have fun. But life doesn't work like that. So if I'm able to get a nice workout in, I lift the heavy weights, I run, and I come back and I'm doing my finances, I'll make better decisions. They'll be less impulsive and they'll be more well thought out. They'll be more well thought out. Let me see. RDHD, I had to quit my job as a special education assistant because it was killing me. I don't know what to do anymore. A lot of jobs are not cut out for neurodivergent people. And sometimes it's your job that's dysregulating you. I would say the majority of people, more people than not, have jobs that make them frustrated and dysregulated. So if that's the case, you have to figure out how long you want to be at that job, how long you can physically stand it, while also looking for a new job as well. And maybe seeing if you can take some mental health days or if you can work from home. The jobs that are more flexible are the jobs where people tend to stay at a bit longer. So the workplace for neurodivergence is a tricky thing. It can get very tricky. It can be very tricky. All right. And my third way to regulate yourself right here, and for those of y'all at home, number one is you want to set boundaries with energy vampires. Number two, you want to exercise, get good sleep, make sure that you're getting caught up with your minerals. And then number three is you want to practice grounding and connect with nature. I said number one. It should be number three. It's number three. I said one, but it's number three. Practice grounding and connect with nature. When you're grounding, you're able to practice being present. So how many of us pause to be present and see what's actually going on? Like right now, I'm going to be present. So I'm on a live stream. I'm using StreamYard to stream to Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. There's 107 people watching on TikTok, 97 on StreamYard. My dog is to the left of me, and my dog farted a little bit, but it's not too bad of a fart smell, and I'm okay. I got both of my feet on the floor. I have one of my cell phones here and my main cell phone right here. Got my glasses to my left. I got 2 water bottles to the right. One is almost done. One is unopened. Remind me that I haven't hydrated like I needed to do today. I see a dirty Band-Aid right here, and I'm reminded of the fact that I need to throw it away, and I may have to clean up the area. I have a bright light shining on me, and it's shining on my face as I'm streaming, and I'm looking at comments come and go as I'm talking. So now I'm very mindful of my surroundings. A good practice to do. And also, if we can go outside, you ever go outside barefoot and you let your feet touch the grass? Obviously, do it in the place where there's not a lot of, grass, not glass, grass. We don't let glass touch your feet. My bad. I meant to say grass. Grass. You ever go outside, take off your socks, let your feet touch the grass, connect with nature, and ground yourself. It's very important. Very important. And Brett, we are back. The Titans finally got an offensive coordinator. We got Brian Daboll. So we're back. Stacey saying, I dance. Dancing is a great way to ground yourself. Dancing is a great way to ground yourself. Valeria says, lay on the floor. Laying on the floor is also a really good way to ground yourself. Sometimes I'll go as far as go in the bathroom with my laptop and sit down. Obviously, after the bathroom has been cleaned, but sit down in the bathroom and get some work done. You ever open up your laptop and you have emails to send and things to do, but you can't get anything done? You got to change your state. I might go to a library. I might go to an office. I can go in the bathroom and sit down on the bathroom floor. And sometimes I can get a lot done on the bathroom floor. Maybe it's because I can feel how cold the floor is on my body. But at least you can feel the sensation of the coldness on your body. Obviously, like I said, after you've cleaned the bathroom, grounding is very important. Basketball works too. Basketball works. Somebody says basketball. Basketball works. If you're playing a game of 5-on-5 and you're having fun, you're not thinking about anything. The best athletes are the ones that are in the moment. They're not thinking about, what they watched on film. You're in the moment. You are in the moment. You're reacting to the plays quick. That's why they call it bang, bang play. At home plate. You don't have time to sit and think about different things. You're reacting in the moment. Zoe, what's up with you? Reacting in the moment. You have a very common voice. I appreciate that. And I've had a good day. Zoe. Oh, this girl is sad. That was me all day today. Left my office, got work done in my truck at the beach. There you go. There you go. So, come on, they want to see you. Come on, Zoe. Come on. Jump. There you go. They want to see you. They want to see you. So, say, hey, show them your face. Show them your face. She's being shy. And when a dog has a little bump on him, what does that mean again? Does she need to go to the vet? Let me see. Don't try and bite me. Okay, I will not look for that bump again because she got a little aggressive right there. Okay. She may have to go to the vet and then they can take out the little, they can work with her. Hopefully they don't. I don't think it's a tick. I mean, it could be. It's like something that I can run my finger over and I feel like a bump. It feels like one of those bumps that has like a little pus in it. Someone says, yes, take her. Depends on the bump. If she's worked up, yes. Okay. You see the vet. All right. It could be I feel like it's a cyst. If it's a cyst, should she go to the vet? You go to the vet and they charge you $400 just to take a look at the dog. A harmless mole, a cyst, a skin tag. It's soft. It's soft. I need my veterinarians of social media to help me out. Probably nothing serious, but better safe than sorry. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And she is an Australian Shepherd. She is. She's 5. And maybe the groomer will pop it. I'm thinking it's parasites. Give her a parasite cleanse. That's your baby. Take the baby to the vet. If it's a fluid sac, they can't do much. But if it's infected, they can give her a shot. Okay. She also has some matted hair as well. So I think with the matted hair, it's time to go to the groomer. Zoe, say hey to them. Yeah, she has some really nice eyes. Oh yeah, the vet can take advantage of you, charge or anything, but they'll lance it. Yeah. I think it's best to take them to the vet and just let them lance it. Get her right. Get her right. Get her right. Rider. Yeah, she's an Aussie. She's an Aussie. Let me see. Renee, great question right here. How can I get regulated in front of others, like 50 plus people, without making it weird? I think one of the best things to do before talking to people, if you're nervous, is to say it. I learned this in acting class a couple of years ago, that if you tell people that you're nervous, then they can connect with you on a human level. What makes it weird is when you stand up in front of people and you're clearly nervous, but you're trying to play it cool. So because you're trying to play it cool, you become more nervous, and then people are trying to figure out what your next move is, and people are waiting for you to acknowledge the elephant in the room. For example, the show I did this past Saturday in Hollywood, the comic that went up three comics before me, there was a guy who before he told his jokes, he said, I just want y'all to know, guys, that I have a tremor. I have an essential tremor. So if you see me shaking my hands, it's because I have a tremor. It's not because I have a crush on you, or whatever he was saying, but he said, I have a tremor. So now he just addressed the elephant in the room. Because, you're going up to do stand-up for strangers. It's a scary thing. So naturally, your hands could shake. His hands are already shaking. So he's just letting you know, hey, I have an essential tremor, and it's not a big deal. It's just something I've had for a long time. And then, we're able to just all kind of relax. But if he's telling his jokes and he's trembling, he doesn't address it, then you can't focus on what he's trying to say because you're so caught up in the fact that he's kind of like, there's a tremor there. So if you're talking to your coworkers, you can say, hey, my name is Renee, and I am very anxious to be here, but I'm happy. And then they can relate to you on that point, because we've all been in situations where we're anxious and, we're a bit nervous to talk to people. So, you bring yourself back to the present moment, and other people are able to understand where you're coming from. Did she go to a rave without telling you? She may have. Rami, I appreciate it. I like this brown jacket. Ask for a tech appointment. I like that. Pop it and send you a bill. They probably will, but I mean, like this pustule or whatever, or cyst, like it hurts her because you touch it and she goes, yeah, that's what you do. And yeah, making fun of yourself first helps. Yep. I found this to be a very effective way when you're trying to regulate yourself. This is like stand-up comedy 101. We start to set off by talking about ourselves and say, oh, people call me LeBroke James. They say I look like Akon if he never would have been locked up. And, or whoever else people say I look like. Make fun of yourself first, and then people, they'll laugh. And then once they laugh, then you laugh. And then once you're both laughing, then a person who's laughing is able to come to the present moment, like, all right. So you see, I can already feel the helium being released in my nervous system just mindfully walking through. Right. There you go. There you go. There you go. And yeah. LeBron James. I've been called that before. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was funny. LeBron James. So if you're laughing, then they're laughing, and then we can reset. We can reset in a very natural way. Laughter is one of the most natural ways to reset. So that's something that we do as comedians at the beginning of the set. You know, you make a joke about yourself, especially if it's something that people see. You know, so yeah. Locked up, they won't let me. Locked up in the psych hospital, though. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah. So, let me see. I got to get on to my next thing right now, but we will be back tomorrow on the live stream, and it's me. Is me ho? I do see a TikTok chat. I just see the comments on the other platforms first. And Kai's Custom Design says it's easier to see me on YouTube than Facebook. Okay. Our YouTube following is getting bigger. We're getting bigger and bigger. We're at 269,000 followers on YouTube. So, or subscribers, like they call it subscribers. So we're marching towards 300K on YouTube. We just hit 600K today on Instagram. So that's exciting. Tomorrow, the live stream tomorrow is at 6 o'clock California time. So that's 9 o'clock in New York City, 8 o'clock in Nashville, 7 o'clock in Phoenix, 6 in Seattle, Washington, 5 o'clock in Anchorage, Alaska, and 4 o'clock in Hawaii, Honolulu, Hawaii. So she looks like something's wrong with her mannerisms. No, she's just upset that I'm not playing with her. She wants me to scratch her belly nonstop, and then she wants me to go throw the ball. That's what she wants. And she's gonna go hide the ball somewhere. Calgary, Alberta. I'm not sure which what time zone is Calgary in? I think they're on the West Coast because that's West Canada. I'm not too sure. And Talk Younger, I appreciate the concern. I got a lot of sleep last night, so I'm vibing. Yeah, she's awesome. She wants her attention. Mountain time in Calgary. Okay. And Stace is in Australia. Stace, what part of Australia are you in? So Stace on TikTok is in Australia. It's a whole different day over there. Sarah says, I'm older and refuse to get on YouTube. My wife is an avid YouTuber, though. I mean, some people, you know, have their platforms and they swear by it. That's why we stream on multiple platforms. And no, I haven't taken any magnesium today, but I need to. What did I take? I think I took Advil PM to help me sleep last night. Melbourne, Australia. Melbourne. I've heard good things about Melbourne. I have a friend right now who is touring Australia doing stand-up comedy, and he's talking to me. He's talking to me, and he's trying to get me to come out to Australia. It's 2:15 p.m. on Thursday in Australia. Oh wow, y'all are almost a whole day ahead. My goodness. And in the UK, it's 2 a.m. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come out there to Australia. I may have to come out there and see who wants to laugh over there. Toss me the ball. I'm weak. Portland, Oregon in the house. Okay. Australia. I've never been. Apparently y'all like to laugh out there, so I gotta come out to Australia at some point. 4:15 in Sweden. I would love to come to Sweden. I have a couple of supporters in Sweden. I gotta come out there. It's summer, so warm. Okay, y'all have a little bit of California and Australia. Lyrical Peak, I appreciate you tuning in from Houston, Texas. Okay, I'll be in Houston on the 26th of April. I appreciate you. You made it appears in your dream. I don't know what I did in the dream. Come to the UK. I gotta come out to the UK as well. I got a lot of supporters out there. Washington State, Clean Haven, okay. Britain, Wisconsin, wow. Yeah, maybe we gotta do a world tour and go all over the world. Florida Panhandle, very nice area, by the way. Destin, and I used to have family in Pace, Florida. Somebody else is from Australia, Adelaide, Australia. Okay, all of a sudden I got a lot of Australian people. Atlanta, Japan, Las Vegas, UK. I do meetups. I call it stand-up comedy shows. And Carrie, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Cocoa Beach, Argentina. Oh, Mickey, Ficky. We got people from Argentina, Toledo, Ohio, London. Look at that. We got an international. See, this is why I love live streaming. We got an international community. Nah, this is what I love. I love live streaming. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Courtney says, I took your advice a while ago about having my son rechecked, and he has level 1 autism. Congrats on the diagnosis. Congrats, Courtney. Congrats, Courtney. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. No, we have an international community. Yeah, global for real. I appreciate every single person. Make a banner on StreamYard with the Cash App, Venmo. Okay, we have banners, but I'll see if we can get different banners streaming somewhere. We do have what's an example banner? We have maybe y'all have seen this before, but we have this right here. So this is the late night show with Dr. Kojo thing right here. Then this is the breakfast with Dr. Kojo. Then this is the Ask Dr. Kojo right here. Then this is the Bono show. And this is the gaming with Dr. Kojo. So we have a couple of different banners. Tomorrow night's topic, I have to see what my assistant has for me, what we wrote out at the beginning of the week. And I think it'll be cool if we have a schedule that we put and give y'all a heads up. Turn into like a TV show type thing. A banner that scrolls across the bottom. Okay, I'll look into that with the team. Let me answer this one last question, and then I'll get out of here. I gotta hop onto my team meeting. After a toxic relationship, why do I panic in a healthy one? How do I fix it? Silence is terrifying. This question is asked by Slow Your Roll 6767. After a toxic relationship, why do I panic in a healthy one? How do I fix it? Silence is terrifying. So your nervous system is calibrated for toxic relationships. And if you spent quite some time in that relationship, then you're going to seek that out with whoever you date. So if you're dating somebody who is healthy, it's going to be very hard for the relationship to, flourish, because when that person is trying to treat you well, you may punish them unintentionally because your love language is punishment. You like being ignored. You like being, and I'm not saying you, but your nervous system likes being ignored. Your nervous system is accustomed to disrespect. So when somebody respects you for the first time, you're not going to know what to do with it. It's going to feel weird. The boring days are going to feel like a shock to your system. The days where there's a lot of silence, you're going to want to fill in those gaps with an argument. So in that case, you have to recalibrate your whole nervous system and rig it so you can accept a healthy relationship. You have to rig it. You've got to rig it. You've got to rig it. So just understand that, at your default, you will prefer a toxic relationship. Like you like the whole push and pull thing where somebody talks to you for a little bit, then they ignore you for a couple of days, and then they show you attention because that's what you're accustomed to. So in order to have a healthy relationship, we have to do the inner work, and then you have to tell yourself that what you like is not what you will tolerate. So sometimes our brains are these silly things that, you tell yourself, hey, I know that this is what you're trying to tell me right now, but I don't believe what you're trying to tell me. I don't believe that I'm evil or I'm incapable. You have to tell your brain that you don't believe it. I don't believe all the negative thoughts you're trying to tell me, and I will not accept this type of treatment. You have to treat your brain the way you want your brain to be. You have to tell your brain what you're going to have and what you're not going to have. So it'll take a while if this is your first healthy relationship. So if it's your first healthy relationship, just know that if you feel an uncomfortable feeling, it's probably a sign that you're on the right path. If you feel a familiar feeling, it means that you're probably going back to those toxic patterns. But if you feel something that is uncomfortable and you feel like you don't know how to navigate it, it's really a sign that you're on the right path. It's funny how that works. It's actually a sign that you're on the right track. Yeah, spank yourself respectfully. Yeah. I found healthy relationships boring. I stopped dating 10 years ago because of this. I mean, speaking of dating, that's, we could spend a whole week on dating and neurodivergence. Like, we could spend a whole week on it because a lot of people in this community have chosen to, just, not date. They'd rather just be by themselves. Dating will take can take years off your life. It can be very stressful, especially in today's day and age, where there's a lot of things that will influence somebody's state and their emotional well-being, from social media to peers to family to mental illness. A lot can influence how somebody feels about themselves, and likewise about you. So sometimes you tell yourself that not dating is the easiest way, and it is. If you don't date, then you don't have to worry about being cheated on. You don't have to worry about something out of the blue throwing your day off. But you won't find a partner. You won't have love in that capacity. You just have love by yourself. And like Candace says, it is calmer by yourself. And one thing with neurodivergence as well is that we know too much. It's hard to date when you know too much. If you're autistic and you see things before they actually happen, and you have great pattern recognition skills, and you just know the whole song and dance. You know how you see the BS coming from a mile away, and you just know too much. Sometimes in order to date a lot of people and find your person, you have to be a bit naive. So by being neurodivergent, you might just know too much, and be unwilling to go through all that BS because you've seen it happen before. So, and like Evan is saying, I don't date because it's too complicated and exhausting. Complicated, exhausting, expensive. And Evan, I'm assuming that you date women. If that assumption is incorrect, I do apologize. But just from the heterosexual male perspective, it can get expensive. And I'm sure for women on the other end, regardless of who they're, attracted to, it can get, it's a lot. It's a lot. Psychic or autistic, both. You can use them interchangeably. East Coast Poet, thank you for your attention on TikTok. I appreciate you. And it says my name at the bottom. Has it always done that? It said my name at the bottom? I guess so. I'm just not noticing that. Has my name always been at the bottom? For those y'all watching, has my name always been at the bottom left hand side? Let's see. Around the corners. Theme. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'm tripping. Well, Evan, I shouldn't have even assumed your gender. My bad. I'm a female who is bi. Got it. Thank you for correcting me. I appreciate that. So you're a female who dates bi. So dates men and women, and both men and women have been frustrating. I get it. People be frustrating. People be frustrating. But As you can see with Robert's comment here, sometimes it's not that bad. Dating my wife was super easy. We were both super upfront about expectations and where we wanted to go from literally day one. About a decade before I got my ADHD diagnosis and her ADHD diagnosis. Robert, I'm happy I caught this comment before I ended the live stream. You get a love of the show. Love of the show to Robert. This is the playbook for how to date. You meet somebody, you're super upfront, not just upfront, but super upfront about expectations. Hey, this is what I want, and this is what I wanted, and this is what I'm working towards. Are you working towards this thing? And then they're like, no, I think no. Okay, no, not gonna work. Not gonna work. Nope, 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 nope. No, ma'am, no ham, no turkey. Nope, 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 nope. I'm sorry, not gonna work. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now you meet somebody else, you tell them exactly what you want and what you're working towards, and they're like, that's crazy, Robert. I'm working towards the same things. And you're like, okay, cool. So you're working towards the same things that I'm working towards, and we're moving in the same direction. And I like you, and you like me. Let's go on to date number 2. 10 years later, been successfully married. So dating is hard until it isn't. And I think that if you're super upfront from the jump, you'll make life much easier for you. And obviously, behind all of this upfront and direct energy was a whole lot of neurodivergence. So it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense that you have the autism ADHD and she has the ADHD because you're just so much more direct. And you're not wasting anybody's time. I get that dating can be. I have spent quite some money dating women in my day, but nothing feels worse than wasted time. You never get the time back. You never get the time back. So shout out to Robert right there. Shout out to Robert and his wife. Shout out. Oh yeah, we have new idioms every time. All right, I do have to run. I've been over for a bit too long, but I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. We'll be back on the stream tomorrow at 6 p.m. California time. That's 9 o'clock on the East Coast, and I'm looking forward to it. We've been live 3 straight days, and I'm having fun. I'm having a blast. So thank you for your attention. Thank you for following me. I love y'all so much. Until tomorrow, peace. I will see y'all then. Take care.